In the late 1940s, Russian researchers conducted a 15-day sleep experiment on 5 political prisoners they had captured during World War II. The purpose of the experiment was to keep the subjects awake by administering stimulating gases in rooms where the oxygen levels were kept constant for 15 days and observe changes in their behavior. The subjects were placed in a room equipped with provisions of food and water sufficient for the duration of the experiment, where they were monitored via microphones and observed through observation windows no larger than 5 inches. Apart from books, beds, and a toilet, there were no other items in the room. Everything was going well for the first 5 days. Although the subjects were told that they would be released upon the conclusion of the research, starting from the 5th day, they began to question the researchers conducting the experiment and complain about the conditions. They stopped talking to each other and started whispering into the microphones. The researchers interpreted this as a side effect of the gas. On the 9th day, one of the subjects started screaming. After screaming for 3 hours, the researchers noticed that their voice had become hoarse, leading them to suspect that their vocal cords might have been torn. The other subjects continued whispering into the microphones, showing no reaction. A few hours later, another subject started screaming. Upon this, the other subjects began tearing the books into pieces and smearing the pages on their faces, as well as sticking them onto the observation windows. As a result, the screams ceased. For 3 days, there was no sound from the room. The researchers decided to enter the room on the 14th day to check the microphones. When they announced that the doors of the room would be opened, they received the response, "We don't want to be free anymore." Upon this, the military decided that the experiment chamber needed to be evacuated. When the soldiers entered the room, they were shocked by the sight before them. The food in the room had hardly been touched. One of the subjects was dead, lying on top of the drain in the room. Due to the blockage of the drain, a pool of blood about 4 inches high had formed on the floor. The other subjects were screaming at the top of their lungs. Their bodies were mangled, with their abdomens so severely damaged that internal organs were visible through the torn skin, and they were all resisting the soldiers to not leave the room. In the chaos, one of the subjects had their spleen burst and died. 2 other subjects managed to grab and pull the throat of one soldier, while another subject tore off the testicles of another soldier. The remaining 3 subjects were attempted to be hospitalized and treated at medical centers. However, they were resisting sleep and requesting to be given gas to stay awake. After being operated on without anesthesia, the subjects were taken back to their rooms to be given gas again. They calmed down upon learning that they would receive gas. One of the subjects fell asleep during this time. Upon waking up, they died. The authorities decided that the experiment had deviated from its purpose, and the researchers should be punished by being locked up with the subjects. The researchers, upon arriving at the section where the subjects were located, committed suicide after killing the subjects. However, the words uttered by one of the subjects before dying were extremely chilling. "Is it so easy for you to forget? We are you. We are the madness that lurks within you all, begging to be free at every moment in your deepest animal mind. We are what you hide from in your beds every night."